This might just be the best job ever. In the 1950s, a unique profession called the lipstick tester emerged. A man was hired to be kissed all day to evaluate lipstick products. His job was to test how long the lipstick lasted and how well it stayed on the skin, giving direct feedback to manufacturers. This black and white Life magazine photo captures the fun side of cosmetic science, where lab coats, experiments, and plenty of kisses came together in the name of beauty research. This 1987 photo from Budapest captures a mother casually shopping while carrying her baby in a giant plastic bag. Look at this baby, completely unbothered. He is happily munching on an apple, looking cozy in their makeshift carrier. Meanwhile, the mother is focused on picking fresh produce, as if this is the most normal thing in the world. It's a snapshot of a different time, before strollers were everywhere and when people just made do with what they had. This historical photo will blow your mind. It's 1987, and Dr. Zbigniew Religa has just finished a 23-hour heart transplant, something most thought was impossible back then. He looks completely exhausted, but still focused, keeping an eye on his patient's vitals. Meanwhile, his assistant is so wiped out that he's crashed out asleep in the corner. And this photo shows the same patient, alive and well 30 years later, outliving the doctor who saved his life. Can you believe it? This isn't just a story about medicine. It's about guts, grit, and the incredible power of never giving up. Seriously, how amazing is that? Check out this cool 1929 photo of mailman N. Sorensen in Chicago. He's trudging through snowy streets with a huge load of Christmas mail and packages, bundled up in his uniform and carrying massive bags. Even in the freezing cold, he's all smiles, totally capturing that holiday spirit. It's a neat reminder of how hard postal workers have always worked to deliver joy, no matter the weather. Pretty inspiring, right? Now look at this mind-blowing historical photograph. It's a wild glimpse into the 1930s. This photo shows something called a baby cage. And no, it's not as intense as it sounds. Back in the day, parents living in cramped apartment buildings came up with this clever and slightly daring solution to make sure their little ones got enough fresh air and sunlight. Basically, they'd hang these wire cages outside their windows and let the babies chill there, soaking up the sunshine and breeze. It's equal parts genius and eyebrow-raising by today's standards, but hey, they were just trying to keep their kids healthy. Can you imagine walking down the street and seeing a baby happily cooing in a window cage? Wild times. This historical photograph captures Parisians navigating severe floodwaters by balancing on rows of chairs. Likely taken during the Great Flood of Paris in 1910, the image showcases resilience and ingenuity as people form a precarious yet functional pathway. Dressed in coats and hats, they carefully step forward, some even removing their shoes to avoid slipping. In the background, more citizens wait their turn, some holding umbrellas against the rain. This 1971 photo by Cal Montney shows a baby napping in a file drawer after being fed and abandoned in a hotel. Found crying for hours, the infant was later taken to a foster home. The image sheds light on the struggles of abandoned children before California's 2006 safely surrendered baby law, which allowed parents to safely surrender newborns. This 1937 photo from Toronto captures a hilarious yet historic moment. Two women confidently stroll down the street in shorts, baring their legs, something almost unheard of at the time. The men around them can't help but stare, and one poor guy is so distracted he's about to have a close encounter with the fire hydrant and the pavement. In the 1930s, modesty was still widely expected, and such attire could be seen as shocking. This eerie 19th century photo shows an old-school way of deleting someone long before Photoshop. The scratched-out face suggests that the person was intentionally erased, possibly due to a falling out, a scandal, or even superstitions. In the 1800s, photos were rare and valuable, so physically defacing an image was a dramatic statement. It's a wild historical photo from World War II in Finland. To trick enemy watchtowers, they hung trees with ropes to completely camouflage the road below. Can you imagine? It's like something out of a spy movie, but this was real life on June 27th, 1941. This kind of clever thinking shows just how far people went to outsmart the enemy during the war. Pretty genius, right? Back in 1924, during the Prohibition era, moonshiners got super creative to avoid getting caught. They used these crazy cow shoes to disguise their footprints. Yep, you heard that right. While sneaking around to make or transport illegal booze, they'd strap on these wooden shoes shaped like cow hooves to throw off the cops. History can be so weird and cool at the same time, don't you think? Can you imagine being all dressed up, ready for your big moment in front of the camera, only to sneeze right as the photo is being taken? That's exactly what happened to this woman, and honestly, it's kind of amazing. Back in the day, getting your portrait taken was a big deal, expensive, rare, and probably a little nerve-wracking. You'd want everything to be perfect, right? But life had other plans for her, and instead of a poised, serious shot, we got this hilarious, totally human moment frozen in time. This delightful historical photograph from 1907 captures a scene straight out of a tall tale. 7 schoolchildren hitching a ride on a cow in rural Washington. With a schoolhouse in the background and wide-open fields stretching beyond, it's a perfect snapshot of small-town life in the early 20th century. Here's this intense photo from June 1966, and honestly, it's equal parts impressive and kinda unsettling. The Irish Guards are doing their ceremonial thing in London, standing like statues, when one guardsman just collapses from exhaustion. But his comrades don't even blink. They stay frozen like robots, completely ignoring the guy who just hit the ground. I mean, sure, it shows insane discipline, but doesn't it also feel a little cold, like your buddy passes out and you just stand there? It's a wild reminder of how extreme military expectations can be, rigid, unyielding, and maybe even a bit dehumanizing. Still, you can't deny the sheer willpower it takes to pull that off. But man, at what cost? It's the Pamir, the world's last commercial ocean-going sailing ship, rounding Cape Horn in 1949. How epic is that? But here's the twist. This incredible ship eventually sank, tragically taking 80 lives with her. If you're ever in Hamburg, you have to visit the museum ship there. They've got this fascinating film about the Pamir that shows what daily life was like on board. It's a total must-see. It's wild to think about the adventures and hardships these sailors faced. This stunning photograph from the Victorian era, 1860 to 1900, captures 2 women with extraordinarily long hair, a testament to the beauty standards of the time. Back then, a woman's hair was considered her crowning glory and a symbol of femininity, status, and even virtue. Cutting it short was often unthinkable. Many Victorian women dedicated years to growing and maintaining their locks, using homemade tonics and brushing rituals to keep them healthy. Some even sold their hair to wig makers if they fell on hard times. The longer the hair, the more admiration it garnered. Check out this powerful snapshot from 1968. It's a US soldier in Vietnam, but what really catches your eye are the photos of his girlfriend pinned to his helmet. Can you imagine? In the middle of all that chaos, he carried her image right there with him, a little piece of home and love to keep him going. It's such a raw human moment that speaks volumes about the bonds that keep us grounded, even in the toughest times. This cool snapshot takes us back to the 1980s at a music festival in Poland. There's a guy totally in the zone, recording a cassette tape like it's the most important mission of his life. Can you imagine? No Spotify, no playlists, just pure DIY vibes. He's probably capturing some epic live tunes to relive later or share with friends. It's such a raw, authentic moment that perfectly captures the spirit of the 80s. Now this is what you call beating the heat in style. This unusual but fascinating photo from 1926 captures a businessman and his secretary hard at work, right in the middle of a pool in Berlin, Germany. Why? Because that year, Europe was hit by an intense heat wave, and people had to get creative to stay cool. Instead of sweating in a stuffy office, this duo took their typewriter, documents, and work setup straight into the water. The woman, dressed in a swim cap and suit, is diligently typing away, while her boss, in his wide-brimmed sun hat, supervises the work, because even in extreme heat, business must go on. Oh, you've got to see this incredible snapshot from 1935. It's a piece of history. The photo features Robert Wadlow, famously known as the tallest man in recorded history, standing alongside his family. At the time, Robert was already towering over everyone at an astonishing 8 feet 4 inches, and he was still growing. Can you imagine what it must have been like for his family to look up at him every day? Graduation ceremonies in the late 1890s were nothing short of a grand spectacle. Just take a look at this stunning photo. Elegantly dressed young women in flowing white gowns, adorned with lace, ribbons, and delicate detailing, making their way through the ceremony. During this era, white was the traditional color for graduation dresses, symbolizing purity, achievement, and new beginnings. It was a time when education for women was becoming more accessible, and graduating was a huge milestone, often celebrated with formal gatherings and lavish ceremonies. Quite the contrast to the simpler modern-day graduations, don't you think? Okay, this is one of those photos that makes you do a double take. An ostrich-drawn carriage being pulled over by the police for speeding. Yes, you read that right, an ostrich. Apparently, this quirky mode of transportation was a thing back then, and this particular ostrich was apparently going a little too fast for the law's liking. Can you imagine the look on the officer's face when they had to write up a ticket for an ostrich? This incredible photograph from 1904 captures a group of kids in Massachusetts, proving that childhood fun hasn't changed much in over a century. Some are perched high in the branches of a sturdy tree, while others stand below, bundled up in winter coats, their faces full of curiosity and excitement. The leafless tree and patches of snow on the ground hint at a chilly day, but that didn't stop these kids from climbing and gathering together. It's a rare and heartwarming glimpse into a simpler time. No smartphones, no video games, just pure outdoor adventure. And there you have it, some of the most fascinating historical photos that give us a glimpse into the past and teach us something new. These snapshots remind us that the past wasn't just black and white. It was vibrant, quirky, and full of stories waiting to be told. If you enjoyed this journey through time, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Lens of Time for more captivating stories and photos that bring history to life. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.